First at 4, under pressure and choosing his words carefully. President Trump offers a new response to racially charged violence.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs.
Also ahead, a Detroit woman is stabbed to death. What we're learning about the suspect makes this crime even more heartbreaking for her family. And Ben is tracking your forecast.
Karen, clouds starting to grow on this warm afternoon, but will they lead to showers and storms? We'll check for live radar. Straight ahead, Paula.
Hey Ben, in July we told you about a family raising money for a service dog by collecting bottles and cans. As you can see, the garage is clear and the service dog is here. But before you're a service dog, you have to be a service puppy. All this and more on Local 4 First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, it took 2 times for President Donald Trump as he responds once again to violence at a white nationalist rally in Virginia this weekend. Now, at the same time, a man accused of driving into a crowd of counter-protesters is denied bond. It was a brief hearing in federal court this morning as a judge declared James Alex Fields Jr. would stay behind bars. The 20-year-old Ohio resident is charged with killing a woman when he drove his car into a crowd of anti-hate protesters. We've also just learned that police records show Fields has previously been accused of beating his mother and threatening her with a knife. His next court appearance on the news, new charges, I should say, will be August 25th. President Trump has been under fire for 2 days as critics from both parties said his original response to the violence in Charlottesville didn't go far enough. This afternoon, he addressed the country once again. Kimberly Gill is in the newsroom with more on what the president had to say today. Kim?
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. When his first remarks on the violence in Virginia mentioned violence on, quote, many sides, critics railed at him for not specifically condemning hate groups. Interrupting his working vacation for meetings today at the White House, the president stepped forward with a more forceful statement on what happened in Charlottesville. Listen.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
Now, one woman was killed and 19 injured Saturday when a car was driven into counter-protesters. The white nationalist rally was held to protest the removal of a Confederate statue. The president also echoed statements from his attorney general that the weekend events in Charlottesville are now getting the full attention of federal law enforcement.
The Department of Justice has opened a civil rights investigation into the deadly car attack that killed one innocent American and wounded 20 others. To anyone who acted criminally in this weekend's racist violence, you will be held fully accountable. Justice will be delivered.
Now, these types of rallies might not be over yet. The student newspaper at Texas A&M University reports white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and other groups plan a rally on the Texas A&M campus on September 11th. That is a White Lives Matter protest, and student groups are already planning to counter-protest that event. Karen, we'll have more on this tonight coming up at 5 o'clock. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you very much, Kim. One of America's most prominent black CEOs has resigned from President Trump's Manufacturing Council, and the president lashes out on Twitter just after that announcement. Kenneth Frazier of the pharmaceutical company Merck released a statement saying in part, quote, America's leaders must honor our fundamental values by clearly rejecting expressions of hatred, bigotry, and group supremacy. Within minutes, President Trump posted this tweet saying, quote, now that Ken Frazier of Merck Pharma has resigned from President's Manufacturing Council, he will have more time to lower rip-off drug prices. NBC's coverage of the fallout from the violent protests continues on Nightly News with Lester Holt tonight at 6:30 on Local 4 News. Meantime, residents of Guam are sending a message to President Trump and North Korea with this peace protest. They lined up with colorful signs, hoping their island won't be targeted. North Korea has threatened to strike the U.S. territory as soon as this week. The protest comes as a U.S. general visits South Korea telling officials the United States wants to resolve the crisis with North Korea peacefully, but is ready to take military action. The comments appeared to be an attempt to ease anxiety after a series of threats and counter-threats last week. Moving closer to home, the man charged in the death of a Detroit police officer will be spending considerable time behind bars. 54-year-old Stephen Patrick Guzina is sentenced to at least 16 years in prison after being charged with second-degree murder and operating while intoxicated, causing death, along with several other charges in the deadly hit-and-run of 8-year veteran officer Myron Jarrett. It happened back in October. Jarrett was assisting other officers when he was hit by Guzina. Guzina will not be eligible for parole until he is 71 years old. A Detroit woman is undergoing psychiatric evaluation following the stabbing death of her mother. Police who responded to a call on Appeline near 7 Mile and Myers found 56-year-old Pandora Cameron with a stab wound to her chest. She died later after going into cardiac arrest. Her 32-year-old daughter, who is pregnant and also reportedly suffers from mental issues, was taken into custody. One stunned neighbor spoke with Local 4.
Something like this to happen it's shocking, and not only that, it's scary. I have a loving family. I don't know if that family was loving or not. I don't know.
Neighbors tell Local 4 there might have been tensions between mother and daughter in recent days. As of this afternoon, no charges have been filed. Bloomfield Township Police have just identified a woman killed in a car accident last Friday. It took a few days, probably because she is from out of state. The accident happened early Friday morning as the woman was crossing Woodward near Square Lake Road. She didn't have any identification and was described as a white woman in her 30s with some distinctive tattoos. Police now say her name was Erin Albertson. She's from LA, and they want to thank the public for helping to identify her. Well, we've been blessed with some great summer weather the past couple of days. Another great day today here for Monday afternoon, Ben.
Yeah, just enough instability out there, Karen, that we're seeing at least one shower starting to show up there in Shiawassee County. A lot of SHs there. But as we get to the rest of tonight, I think most of us are going to stay dry. The better chances of seeing a shower or storm pop up are going to be in our north zone, so we'll continue to monitor that. But temperatures outside pretty close to average for this time of year. Humidity hasn't been a problem, but it's going to start going up tonight. You'll notice the difference as we wake up tomorrow morning. Rain chances will be around here, especially during the middle of the week. We'll pinpoint those, and it looks like we've got another winner for our upcoming weekend. All of that coming up in just a few minutes. Karen.
Thank you, Ben. Remember when we told you about this little guy? Well, Jackson's family was desperately trying to raise money to get him a service dog. They were collecting cans and then turning them in for deposits. Our viewers saw the story in early July, and now Paula Tutman is live with a heartwarming ending to this story, which is also a new beginning. Hi, Paula.
It really is a great way to start the week. You know what, Karen, the last time we were in this garage, there was a mountain of cans and bottles. Now you can see there's just one bag. Neighbor dropped off a bag of cans last night. Yes, they're still dropping them off, but for the most part, the money's been raised and the service dog is here. This is Bo, but before he's a service dog, he has to be a service puppy.
Who is this?
All fluff and cuteness, Bo has arrived at his new home and to fulfill his true dog's purpose.
Tell your puppy, go potty. Say, go potty, puppy.
Go potty, puppy. Go potty, puppy.
Jackson, what's his name?
Bo.
What's Bo gonna do for you?
Help me walk.
He's gonna help you walk. You're right.
It has been quite a journey for the Sloats of Macomb. A decision to collect bottles and cans to raise money for a service dog for their son Jackson. Introduce them to a world of kindness.
You don't see that anymore. It's nice to see people reach out and, you know, just give a hand.
In all, a little more than $16,000 from 80,000 returnables was raised. And now the real work begins.
They're actually coming out and they are going to teach us what to do now as a puppy, because there's certain behaviors that you don't want to develop and different ones that you need to develop.
Does he like to make messes?
Yeah.
So the money will pay for, he needs both his hips and eye certified. They have to be healthy. The money will also pay for, he has to be registered as a service dog. He'll need a mobility harness.
Job number one?
Good boy. Good boy, Bo.
Housebreaking. Not an easy task in a family of 5 with 2 in diapers.
Mom.
The puppy begins its training this week to become the point of stability for a little boy who clearly has places to go fast.
Come here, bud. Want to come play with Bo?
And let me swing.
Here. You want to go play in your swing? I'd be happy if he just gave him some stability. Like, his intent is to be a mobility dog, so when he gets big enough, he'll be able to hold Jackson with a harness and be able to walk with him and help him slow down, move up and down stairs.
So, well, right now there's a whole, there you go, there's a whole lot of cuteness going on here. But right now, Bo will have to go through puppy training and then dog training and then service dog training. But Karen, take a look at this. You know, the longevity of these dogs. This dog will be with Jackson until he's a teenager. We're looking at them about to start growing up together, right? Say yes, say yes. Okay, back to you, Karen. Back to you.
I have to say, Bo is a very calm little puppy. He does very well on TV. They're so cute
He's
together.
totally chill.
He
is
really
totally
is.
chill.
All
yeah,
right.
they are.
Great story. Thank you, Paula, so much. Well, some brides and grooms register for fancy gifts. We all know that, but most of the time they don't ever use those fancy gifts. So now you can get couples the stuff they really need, and you'll save money. Plus, did this police officer go too far? Questions are being raised about this traffic stop in Ohio. I'll tell you where things stand right now. Up first, tight security for El Chapo. Why the Mexican drug lord is having trouble getting the defense team he wants for his trial in America.
It's been billed as a once-in-a-lifetime event. For the first time in nearly 100 years, a total solar eclipse will run across the entire continental United States. And even though there will be total darkness, is there still a potential danger to your eyes?
Very short periods of intense light can do damage to the central region of the retina.
Tonight at 11, everything you need to know to get ready for the solar eclipse.
Groping in a... Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
The big solar eclipse is approaching, and unfortunately, thieves know it. Products like these hitting the internet, some claiming they can protect your vision, but they're actually a scam. What you need to know to protect yourself and your family. A Help Me Hank report today, starting at 5.
First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all across America. Let's start over in New York with a high-security motorcade taking Joaquin Guzman to court. Of course, he is better known as El Chapo. The Mexican drug lord has escaped from prison twice in Mexico. U.S. authorities are not taking any chances. Guzman wants to hire new high-powered defense attorneys, but today the judge said he can't guarantee they'll get paid. That's because their pay could be seized if the government shows the money comes from criminal activity. So right now, the El Chapo's defense team remains undecided. Shocking dashcam video shows the moment a traffic stop turns to violence near Cleveland, Ohio. Police in Euclid say the driver, 25-year-old Richard Hubbard III, refused an order to face the vehicle so he could be taken into custody. And that's when the fierce struggle began. The video reveals officers punching Hubbard multiple times. He is charged with driving under suspension and resisting arrest. The arresting officer is on paid administrative leave this afternoon. And going to Pennsylvania, where a man is recovering from injuries after he fell into an 8-foot sinkhole Saturday night. 58-year-old Eugene Clark says he was putting up traffic cones around the hole when he fell into it. Rescue workers were able to retrieve Clark less than an hour after falling. He was left with injuries to his ankle and wrist and his back, all of which are non-life-threatening. Mondays are sometimes hard to take, but a nice, beautiful way to start it, you know. I mean, it was nice out there for any kind of outdoor lunches.
That's true. The humidity is still low. We had some sunshine out there, and now we're hoping, still fingers crossed, we can get some rain in here. It is 83 outside of Metro right now. There are some 70s. Mount Clemens 78, Flint's at 79. And we've got a pair of 79s here in Sandusky and Port Huron. This is going to be one of our warmer temperatures that we see during this week. Numbers not going to fluctuate a whole lot as we get through the next 7 days. Dew points out there are in the 50s. That's still pretty dry air, but tonight we're going to see that humidity slowly start ticking upwards. So when we wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be noticeable. And this guy probably wishes there was a little bit more water around. This is Mama Mallard out at Wilcox Pond in Plymouth, just sort of posing for a picture. Thanks to Maria who sent that in from Plymouth. And on the clouds and radar, satellite showing us that there are clouds out there, but so far, most of the activity as far as rainfall goes is in northern lower Michigan. We'll probably see some more develop south of that, but a lot of it is going to stay to our north and west. So not a lot of us, in fact, most of us are going to stay dry tonight. Just that one sort of scattered shower that we've seen out in Shiawassee County right now. Otherwise, tonight we will dry out overnight. See partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow we've kept about 30–40% chance of showers and storms in, and it looks like that's going to be in the afternoon if we see it. High pressure should come in on Wednesday and give us a little bit of a break there before our best chance of showers and storms starts rolling in on Thursday. And by the way, a week from today, we're going to be looking at that total solar eclipse. And right now, this is just a first glance at what we expect to happen across the country. Folks in Oregon and South Carolina probably not going to be real happy. It looks like showers and storms going to be there. Central part of the country, including Metro Detroit, looking like mostly sunny skies. So at least we'll keep our fingers crossed we can see that eclipse on next Monday. 65 tonight, skies partly cloudy, and it will be getting humid towards tomorrow morning. High temperatures going to be very similar to what we saw today. 4-zone forecast breaks that down in our metro zone. We'll call it 83 again here, Romulus and in the city. South zone temperatures slightly cooler, low 80s there across most of Lenawee and Monroe County. West zone in the mid to upper 70s for high temperatures, few 80s, couple 80s down there in Ann Arbor, Canton, and towards Novi. And in our north zone, we're looking at mid to upper 70s for high temperatures, slightly cooler out here towards Lake Huron. As far as those rain chances go, again, Tuesday it's possible we could see those. It's a slight chance. Thursday is going to be the best shot. And then as we head towards the weekend, we got another winter. 80 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday. It looks like we'll stay dry for the pair. And then looking forward to that eclipse next Monday. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. Trending stories are next, including some video of a majestic animal. Seeing one of these is almost like seeing a unicorn. Surprising facts about this viral video ahead. Verst, Macy's, Crate & Barrel, Neiman Marcus. Those are store names you think about typically when you register for a wedding. Well, now there's a new option, and the gifts might be much bigger and more useful. Let's talk about today's trending stories. Newlyweds and new parents will be able to register for stuff they really need, and they can receive those gifts in bulk. That is because Costco is offering gift registries. You'll be able to register for any big event, weddings, baby showers, even going off to college. Of course, you need to be a member of Costco, but then you can register for things like diapers and towels, appliances, even furniture for your home. I love this idea, Ben.
Can you register for your birthday?
You know, why couldn't you? And I'm glad you said that because my birthday is next month.
Oh,
so there
well,
you go. Mark it down. And
Karen's birthday.
I'll take a big thing of Chardonnay if you want. You know, just kidding.
How would I guess?
You know me. Fiat Chrysler is getting involved with a new family rideshare service. It's called Kango. Kango is described as Uber for kids, giving children rides from preschool to high school. Now, Chrysler is going to partner with the company providing Pacifica minivans to Kango drivers, so parents know the kids are in a vehicle with new safety and security features. Kango will start using the minivans this fall. Right now, the service is getting started in San Francisco, but could spread to other cities in the future. Okay, take a look at this. It's pretty unusual, it's pretty rare, and this video you're about to see is going viral. We're going to try to bring it to you. All right. Well, it's kind of hard to tell you about the story when you don't see the video, so we're going to try. I can talk about it. Video comes from Sweden. BBC reports there are only about 100 white moose in the country, and in case you're wondering, we're told that the moose is not an albino. It grows the white fur from a genetic mutation. And we're going to post that video on clickondetroit.com for you so you can check it out. All right, our next story coming up. You may have heard people talking about this viral video, why these police officers are making a big splash in their hometown and around the world. Look at them go. We'll be right back.
A doctor.
All right, this is the moose we were talking about. There you go. Now you have to admit, that's kind of, you know, different looking.
And he's got the white horns or
yeah. So anyway,
crack there?
Just wanted people to know I wasn't going crazy. We just didn't have the video there. Pull up the video. All right, finally, first and foremost, some police officers take the plunge to show their community can be pretty fun.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this video already, it has been taking the internet by storm. The officers out of Northern Virginia put together a synchronized swimming performance, and those bathing caps are straight fire.
Oh, the video promotes their department's annual block party and obviously shows their spirit and personality. Good for them. All right.
He's got a life jacket.
Well, maybe he feels safer with that life jacket, Ben. Inside Edition's next. Have a good one, everybody.
It's the floaties.